everybody, it is Calxiyn here, and if you guys enjoyed this video, remember that you guys should subscribe for more Miraculous Ladybug videos. And today we are going to be basically talking about like all the Ladybug and Cat Noir moments that happened during the special. We're going to discuss it. I'm also going to show you guys some of my reactions. We're going to talk about like it in the context of the special, but also how it may pertain to season 4. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Now, the very first thing that happens is that Cat Noir brings Ladybug a yellow rose of friendship, and then Ladybug says Cat Noir is already the best partner ever. Which contrasts what happens later, obviously. It's friendship! It's friendship, sis! Aw, well that's really nice. Oh, they're so cute, guys! Look at this! Oh. Oh, guys! That was so nice! Oh, that was really nice. I thought that the scene is really cute, and I think that it's actually super important and could be important for season 4, because here's the tea, guys, okay? This is like the first like big stretch of time that Cat Noir has stopped pursuing Ladybug. Like, he seems very confident. Like, Adrien and Kagami's relationship seems pretty strong right now. I talked about that a little bit in my Kagami video, but what I think is interesting is that it's time for Marinette to prove to Adrien that she is not sort of the bumbling girl that's in love with him, right? And she is still in love with him, but the bumbling part is important, right? And so I think that on the other side, it is time for Cat Noir to prove to Ladybug that he is someone that can be trusted as a friend, right? And so it's like Marinette and Cat Noir are doing the same thing right now, and I think that's super interesting. They're trying to prove themselves friendship-wise, and that really fits into the erosion of trust that happens throughout the special, because Cat Noir, like, he's so, like, panicked about disappointing Ladybug, because this is almost the first, like, proof of friendship, you know what I mean? This is his first act of friendship, instead of being the boy that's in love with her, right? Is him, like, promising to protect Paris, and so I think that that's why it really weighs on him, because this is his first promise to her as a friend. He's trying to prove, like, hey, you can trust me, I'm your partner, you know what I mean? And like, to stop focusing on the love stuff. It's like, he wants like this to be, you know, the time to like prove it to her, like, hey, like, I took care of Paris, like, I'm a great friend, I'm a great partner, all that stuff, because he wants her to see him in that sort of way. And so I feel like that's interesting that Marinette and Cat Noir are basically doing the same thing. Like, Marinette's trying to prove to everyone, Adrien too, but like that she can be friends with Adrien and confident around Adrien and sort of like have, they're already friends. Again, like, everyone's already friends here, right? But it's mostly like the act of friendship without romantic undertones. And so I feel like that's really, really important here. And then we have the scene where Ladybug is like, you know, I'm going away. And of course the conflict here is that, you know, Cat Noir says yes without knowing that he's allowed to go to Paris now. But then Adrien has to go! So like, oh. Really? That's cool. That's interesting. I really like that. Aww. Oh, look at them! They're so cute and the scene is so beautiful. Like, I just can't right now. I also wonder if that little cat thing will be used in season 4 or like in Shanghai, because it never came back again. Ladybug also was like, hey, no funny business, all that type of stuff. And there's not really, again, a lot to say about this scene other than the irony, because we already know that Adrien won't be able to keep this promise. But I think that it's good just because you see how confident he is in telling her. He's like, don't worry, my lady. Like, I'm not, like, he's kind of like, I'm not just a pretty face. He doesn't say that, but he's like, I'm the most serious person. Like, again, he's trying to prove to Ladybug that he is serious and that they have, you know, like, this, like, trust in this partnership. And again, like I said, they're already friends. They already have this partnership, but this is his chance to prove it without the romantic undertones. And I think that's why he's taking it so seriously, and he has such, like, a big existential crisis when the next scene happens, when Adrien is just like, oh, like, father, what about my fencing lesson? Like, I wonder if Gabriel is gonna find that suspicious, by the way. And now Adrien's like, I can go to New York, but who's gonna protect Paris? So you have this scene of Adrien sort of panicking and Plagg being like, but your father never lets you go out, like, you know, take advantage of it, like, we'll be back before terrible influence, first of all. But you see, like, how he's struggling with this, because this is his first, like, big moment. And then he's like, you know, he kind of screws it up a little bit, right? You know, and it's sort of like, oh, what she doesn't know won't hurt her type of thing. And so that's, like, really interesting. I think that Plagg is definitely the bad influence, and I feel like that this is where the imperfection bleeding is, if that makes sense. And I talked about that in another video I did. If you guys saw it, I talked a little about uncanny and, like, dying and, like, basically, like, what that would mean for season 4, like, Cat Noir's act of doing that, and we'll talk about that a little bit here as well. But what I basically said was that Ladybug and Adrien, they are perceptions of perfect, right? But I think that the imperfections from Marinette and Cat Noir, like, their human side, is going to bleed in to the perfect side, if that makes sense. And so for Adrien, right, he wants the Cat Noir freedom as Adrien, and so I think that that is why he's convinced by Plagg. So in other words, as I already said, the imperfectness, the humanness, the desire for freedom of Cat Noir bleeds into the perfect boy Adrien, who always listens to his father, in a sense. Like, he wants that freedom as Adrien, and so that is how Plagg is able to convince him. So I feel like that's really interesting, that a little bit of that Cat Noir-ness basically goes into the Adrien-ness, and that's what causes this whole thing. Because again, I think that, like, as the seasons continue, it's gonna be more muddled. Like, Ladybug is gonna be more imperfect, and Adrien is gonna be more imperfect, and then vice versa, that they are almost going to become whole in a sense. Because they are two halves. You have the perfect half, and you have the imperfect half. Like, not necessarily the good half and the bad half, right? Because Marinette and Adrien aren't good or bad, but you can sort of think of it that way, like the good half and the evil half. Cat Noir's the evil half. Like, no, obviously not. But you guys understand what I mean. That's what I mean by perfect and imperfect. That Ladybug is the one on the pedestal, Adrien is the one on the pedestal, and it's finally like the underlying parts of themselves, the imperfect parts of themselves, are gonna bleed in with the perfect parts of themselves. And I feel like that's really important. So, moving on. The next time we really see them together is that they're fighting. They're fighting Microchip, which I think that that's so funny that they decided to just make that a pun, and I'm just like, but yeah, and so basically that's the next time that we see them. And what's interesting here, right, is that Cat Noir, right, transforms because he thinks that Marinette's in danger, and without hesitation, without even thinking like, will Marinette figure out that I'm Cat Noir, like if I rescue her and I'm the only one in here, right? Without even thinking that, when Marinette is in danger, Cat Noir changes to go save her, whereas Ladybug changes to save Sparrow. And so you have a very interesting thing here where Marinette changes into Ladybug to sort of save herself and also save Sparrow, but then you have Cat Noir who changes like to save Marinette, and like it's a whole like act of selflessness. And again, like Ladybug saving Sparrow is also selfless, but Cat Noir does it, and he's the first to transform because Marinette's in danger, and that's a very like impulsive decision, but he still does it anyway without the consequences because he cares about Marinette so much that, you know, he will do anything in his power to protect her, even if that means risking his identity a little bit. I feel like that's very, very important, and we will think about that a lot later because, I mean, I think it just points to Adrien. Like, throughout the whole special, he treats Marinette very romantically, and I think this is just another sign of it, if you ask me. But then they start arguing. Of course they start to argue with each other here, and so Cat Noir's like, I didn't know that, like, I was gonna leave, like, it was a last-minute decision, like, right? All that sort of stuff, and they're arguing, and then they're like, why didn't you tell me you were leaving? Because I didn't want you to be angry. And then she is angry, bro, like, all that stuff. I was afraid of losing your trust. I can't trust you anymore, can I? And so, like, it just crumbles down. And then we have the scene that is in the sort of what is it, the sewer. We have a scene that's in the sewer, and we have Ladybug just crying because she couldn't fix Paris, right? And I feel like that really hits Cat Noir hard because, again, he wanted, like, this to be his moment to show her that he was capable and trustworthy and all that stuff, and he still is, but he did fuck up here, right? That's the thing. Oh my god! Oh no! That's not how it works. Oh no! Oh no! Y'all fucked get the scene of like, don't you ever do that to me again. I feel like it may happen again sometime. I feel like especially like in a later season, again, I don't think this is season 4 material, but maybe if we go on to like season 5, right? Like if he finds out that Hawkmoth is his father, that would put him like in a weird sort of dilemma, and we may see the renouncing Plagg situation go on again, especially, you know, I mean, we kind of saw in Cat Blanc what happened too when Adrian found out the truth, and so it's just a matter of time before he finds out the truth here, and like what will happen as a result of that when he finds out that Hawkmoth is trying to like bring his mother back and all that stuff. I feel like that'll create some sort of conflict in him, and I feel like that what will happen is he'll be like, Ladybug, like, this is a conflict of interest, like, I gotta go, you know what I mean? Like, I can't fight against Gabriel Agreste and all that stuff, and so I feel like that'll happen, but then, you know, he'll come to his senses again. So that would be my theory or my prediction. I feel like that this is definitely foreshadowing, and even though in the context of the special, it's basically here to reinforce how much Ladybug needs Cat Noir and how much she cares about him, right? Because Ladybug says, like, I don't know if I can do this. I can't imagine being Ladybug without him. I feel like that is, you know, going to carry over in later seasons as well. Obviously, it's incredibly important for the special because Ladybug is accepting, you know, Cat Noir for who he is and his mistakes, and they make up, right? And so it's one of those things where it's like, I think a foundation of friendship is accepting the other's mistakes and like having forgiveness as well. And so I feel like that it's really important that she said that, like, you know, despite this, I can't imagine being Ladybug without him. Like, I still need him. Like, he made a mistake, but I want him back. Like, I'm not that mad at him that I would never want him to be Cat Noir again, type of thing. And then we get the scene, like, don't ever do that to me again. Like, I was so afraid to disappoint you. I didn't dare tell you the truth, and I was so stupid, right? And so I feel like that was, you know, that was fine. That was an acknowledgement of, like, what he did wrong, that he was too scared to tell her the truth because he didn't want to sort of disappoint her in his first true act of, you know, friendship and stuff like that. And they pound it. The pound, it's really cute. Ladybug hugs him, and Ladybug goes to hug him. And so again, I think that's reinforcing like his importance to her, and I feel like that's really important, and that's going to be very valuable for later seasons, her doing that. Because again, in that final fight, like she will need him, like she will need Adrian to be Cat Noir, and I'm really like looking forward to those sorts of conversations. And I think that again, like I talked about this in the Uncanny video a little bit, but I think that these moments, like even though they're a foundation for friendship as well, I feel like that this is a foundation for Adrian to do something, I guess, impressive in the future, if you want to call it that. Like when Ladybug is under too much pressure being the guardian, he too will step up, right? Like he will step up in a capacity to help her, and he will succeed, and that'll finally sort of cement, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I let you down once, Ladybug, like I'm never letting you down again. I feel like that's a really good thing to do, you know what I mean? I feel like that's really, really good. And as for like the scenes as a whole, I just think that like they're nice, like friendship scenes. I think the hugs and stuff, like I think that in a sense, like we have sort of a double thing going on here. I love to talk about that. The double things is that Adrian is realizing Marinette's value, I guess, and how important Marinette is to him. But then on the other side, you have Ladybug realizing how important Cat Noir is to her. And so I feel like that is going to create a situation that we've always wanted, where Adrian is in love with Marinette and Ladybug, and then Ladybug is in love with Cat Noir and Adrian. You guys understand what I mean? Is as they realize, like, this is the foundation for realizing how important the other is to them. And I think in a sense they already knew that. We've touched on this before. But this is like the cementing of it. Like, I don't know if I could be Ladybug without Cat Noir. Like, that is a big deal, right? And so I feel like that's going to be super important for future seasons, or at least I hope that it will be, right? Because I feel like, again, like that is a big thing that she said that, and I feel like it's the other way around too. And I'll talk about the Marinette and Adrian moments because there were a lot of Adrian and Marinette moments, and so I definitely want to talk about that. But yeah, the Cat Noir and the Ladybug moments that happen here. Again, it's just sort of that opposite. Like, what's happening with Adrien realizing how special Marinette is to him? It's Ladybug realizing how special Cat Noir is to her, and that may cause some things to happen, some love square related things. And so yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video with me talking about the moments. They were all super cute. They all made me really happy. And so I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.